What's up everybody, Power Sports Productions, Justin here. Today on my 2022 Can-Am Maverick X3 Turbo, base model turbo, we are going to continue some exhaust work. So in the last video I installed RPM E-Valve Sport slip-on muffler for the X3. Shot the video, I sent them a little piece of it. They asked me if I had a 3-inch Big Mouth cat delete. I told them no, and a couple days later this box was at my doorstep. So I'm assuming that's what it is. Let's get into it and find out.
See this in HD. All I see is the one that's trying to play me in cage, but I'm an animal that don't faze me. Rock, gone, and I ain't come this far just to stop, gone. They see you doing good, they want break, son. Go look at my stats, you want A, son. Glad I got a statement up on wax, so you should never ever question it. It's a fact. I'm unbreakable, unshakable.
So yeah, here it is. And it is a thing of beauty. You can tell they really put a lot of time and care and effort into their products. Welds are fantastic, super quality. Things we're gonna have to do for this, we're gonna have to pull this panel inside here. There is a V-band that fits around this and the turbo. We'll have to disconnect that. We'll obviously have to remove the springs from the back. If you can, I do suggest probably getting their spring puller. I obviously still don't have one, and it's kind of a pain in the butt. It seems to be much quicker with the tool, the proper tool for the job. But anyway, so we'll have to remove the springs. We'll pull that pipe out. We'll take the heat shield off of that, put it on that, replace the O2 sensor in here where it's supposed to go. Put it all back together and then fire it up and see what it sounds like. We'll compare it with the sound from the last video. You know, I don't know if this microphone will pick up any audio differences or not, but we're gonna try. Let's get into it. Okay, so just like the last time, there's 5 T30 Torx bits. There's 3 up top, 2 on the sides, 1 in the middle, and then 2 down here on the bottom. So we're gonna get those out. Now that we've got that out, I'm going to use my handy dandy screwdriver and wire. I'm going to pull all these springs on the exhaust. And again, all I do is I twist this up, I take this end, feed it through. And see, this is the part that takes so long. If you had the tool, you could just hook it around the outside here and be done with it. But this, I got to try to fit my fat fingers all back in here. Once you get it hooked, you just pull on it and it'll come right out. So we'll get those all the way done and then we'll move to the inside. Okay, so after you pull the center access panel out, there's your turbo, and there's where my mic died. But as you can see, that the bottom of that V-clamp there is a nut. If I remember correctly, it's 12 millimeter. You'll need a deep well socket or a ratchet wrench of some sort. We're gonna get that off. You gotta take that nut all the way off in order to release the V-band. Once you get that off, I ended up having to take a flathead screwdriver and stick back behind in certain spots to try to break the seal of that V-band as it heats up. It, you know, metal expands and shrinks and all sorts of things, so it was pretty tight. And you kind of got to crank on it a little bit. I didn't think I was gonna break it loose, but eventually I tweaked it right in the right spot and the whole thing just popped loose. Okay, now we're removing the heat shield, 8 millimeter bolts. Sorry, my big fat head is in the way. I should have thought about that camera angle a little bit more probably. And then once those clamps are loose, before you pull anything out, the O2 sensor plugs in right there. You'll have to unplug the left side of that runs to the O2 sensor, and then pull the whole thing out. Here we have them both side by side. I don't necessarily know that this would be considered a cat delete on the 2022s because it looks like it's already been deleted. You still do have this like step down bottleneck here, which this doesn't have. This is straight through all the way. So anytime you have any kind of bottlenecks or choke points like this, it's going to restrict airflow. It's going to kill some power. So this should eliminate all that. We got to get the O2 sensor out, and we'll switch these caps and we'll stick it right here. This has the same as the factory. So this is built out just like factory. So it should be fairly quick. Like I said, we'll just put the O2 sensor in, get the heat shield back around it, get everything back in, put the V-band back on, springs back on, should be ready to fire up. Let's switch this one over to the front here. Make sure that's nice and tight. It's not loose. Also, I do want to say with my V-band, I did have to take a screwdriver, kind of stick it in on either side of it, and kind of help break it loose. In order to get it off, it was pretty tight. It didn't seem like it was ever going to break loose, but it definitely did. O2 sensor is on. Dang, I scratched the crap out of my plastic. O2 sensors in. Put the heat shields back on, put it in, and we should be good. So the heat shields I'm going to stick on before I feed it back through. I'm going to stick this first one back on, just so it kind of holds us all together a little bit. I'm not going to put it on there super tight yet. Alright, so the way this thing's going to have to go in there, it's going to have to go in kind of upside down first. And just kind of rotate it as you get it in there. And it's gonna go back into position, yeah, right? We're gonna get the V-band clamp back on. We're gonna get all of plug the O2 sensor back in, get the other heat shield clamp on, get everything tightened up, put the springs on, and we'll be ready to go. All right, guys, well, it is installed. I had a little bit of trouble. I ended up having to bend the tabs a little more in. The springs wouldn't stretch quite far enough. If I could suggest anything, buy the spring tool, because God, man, trying to do that with a wire and screwdriver was a pain in the butt. But we got everything in. I still got to install the heat shield with the brackets back on here. I have it off right now. I just took it off to get it out of my way. We're gonna fire it up and see what it sounds like. Take my soul. You say it can't be done, but I was born to run. So I'm gonna have the wife come out and get in, start her up, and some of this stuff up off of here. Oh.
Ready?
Yep.
Right. Oh, this.
Yeah, this sounds so good. Rev it up. Flip it open. Yeah. That's good. Sounds fantastic. I really like that you can hear the turbo whistle a whole lot more. So we'll throw the rear valance on it, and that's it. Shout out to RPM for sending me this 3-inch Big Mouth cat delete pipe. 2022, the cat is deleted from the factory, so you don't really necessarily need to delete the cat on this, but this looks a lot better than that old rusty looking factory pipe anyway. So, but shout out to those guys for sending that to me. This weekend, actually, I am headed down to Mississippi. I'm gonna go see Blake and a couple friends down there. LC Power Sports, Blake's from Real Talk Power Sports. We're gonna go to Mudslinger. Chase Matthew, who headlined the Friday night of my Mud and Mayhem event last time. Chase is playing down there, so we're gonna go see them and hang out. We're gonna take the Can-Am, have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. So I will be there with some 3-star stuff that I will be giving away for free. So if you are there, come find me, mention 3-Star Industries, and we'll get you hooked up. We're gonna shoot a whole video of giving away 3-star stuff at the park. Yeah, thank you guys very much. Really appreciate you tuning in. If you haven't yet, please hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, hit that bell notification, leave me a comment down below. We will be upgrading this bad boy before we go to Mississippi. So a couple more videos over the next few days. We'll be hitting the road Friday and riding all day on Saturday. So can't wait. Thank you guys. Appreciate each and every single one of you. We will catch you in the next one.